So for today's video, I'm just gonna say I am not an expert and I'm in a really bad mood. Here we go. Well, good afternoon, y'all. It's Farmer Dar here, and I am here to finally do a video that I've been meaning to start for over a week, and I just have had a heck of a time starting it. To be honest with you, I've just been downright moody. So I was probably grumpy yesterday, I don't remember, but I remember feeling super duper pressured because I thought today was Monday. So all day yesterday, I'm treating it like Sunday, thinking, wait a minute, why don't I have all my stuff done? I didn't even have time to make a video. I didn't have time to do all my planting. I know there's things that Katie would like me to do. I did not have time to help her. And the house was a mess, mostly my fault. Did not have the energy to get it all done and didn't understand what was going on. Well, yesterday was Sunday. I didn't need to get ready for Monday. Oops, that's pandemic time for you. Anyway, so today I have a note card to help me stay on topic. The topic. All right, I don't know if you can read my writing, but to keep me on topic, racism, white supremacy, it hurts us all. It hurts us all, y'all. Okay, now here's the deal. I did not learn this through intuition or through some bright cognition that came across. I learned this from a person in our community. Her name is Amy Hunter. Okay, and I'm going to link a video from some of her work. She did a talk on Lucky Zip Code. And Amy Hunter and I, we have had conversations in the past, and she has said to me, racism, it hurts everybody. I don't know exactly if I understood what she said, because I think I kind of remember just kind of looking at her and thinking, well, okay, I can see how racism hurts non-white people. I can see how racism would hurt black folks. I can see how racism would hurt other ethnicities that don't get white privilege. I totally get this. I said, but okay, so how does it hurt white people? Okay, well, yeah, okay, it rots our soul. That makes sense. Like, that makes sense. Okay. And so I went with that for the longest time, that, okay, racism just hurts us from the inside because it just rots us from the inside. I mean, all the lying we got to do, that I could wrap my head around. Since she had that talk with me, probably a good 4 or 5 years ago now, I have really watched the world around me, and every time there's something that is racialized, which is oh so frequently, I take a minute and think about, racism hurts everybody. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but my last few videos, I have made sure to write in my videos, stay pro-social. Stay pro-social. And so on this note card, I have pro-social, love, antisocial, sad, not to be confused with asocial, which is something that I can frequently be. Antisocial is where you're just against the common good, socially working together. Frequently, people who don't follow rules are antisocial. People who don't care about other people's well-being are antisocial. In my personal opinion, people who harm others are antisocial. So harming others is antisocial behavior. So obviously I've got some kind of feelings about what's going on. So just to give you a few things that are just bugging the heck out of me, and I think Katie as well, we miss our grandbaby, and we don't get to give little baby a hug. I mean, this kid is growing fast, and we miss little grandbaby. And every time they do their walk and he goes by and I say hi, he just reaches his little arms out and he doesn't understand why Grammy's not coming out and giving him a big old hug. Whoo, y'all, that one's got me emotional. I really, really miss my family. To be a little more tongue-in-cheek, date night at Menards is on hold. So Katie and I haven't been to a date night at Menards for a little over a month now. Of course, we're not going out to eat. That's just not good shelter in place. And I miss my students. I miss the everyday life. Okay, but I didn't come here to talk to you about my complaints. I wanted to be honest about my complaints so that you knew, y'all, I'm not happy with some of this either. I'm really not. People, those of you who are out there protesting your government, okay, first off, there's a lot of good reasons to protest. Like, there are a lot of good reasons. But there's a whole group of y'all taking guns and going up to the Democratic governor's mansions in Minnesota, Michigan, and I guess in Virginia. Oh, and great, now we're going to have it here in Missouri too. And can I just say, taking guns to the governor's mansion, that is some white privilege. Okay, so this foolishness is spreading, and it's gone way too far, okay? So I'm just gonna say it. Some of y'all are operating with a eugenics mindset. Under internalized white supremacy hurts us all. Let's talk about this. White supremacy, your eugenics mindset has you looking at the numbers and making incorrect assumptions. So one of the things I hear my rural counterparts saying is, oh, that coronavirus, it's in the city. In the city. Okay, so let's assume you really mean in the densely populated area. If this is true, COVID-19 has been spreading in the densely populated areas, and it has hit some of our densely populated areas quite hard. We know some of you don't mean in the city. Some of y'all are looking at the numbers. The first 12 people in St. Louis City to die from coronavirus were in fact black people. And I think some of y'all see that data and right away, if you have a eugenics mindset, you're thinking, oh, that's hurting them, not hurting me. Okay, well, let's talk about this. First off, I think Dr. Kira Hudson Banks said it very well when she explained that it's not race that's a predictor of who's going to die of coronavirus in St. Louis City. It's structural racism. It's literally who is most exposed and least well protected. And that is the fact of St. Louis City. We've got some real inequities. All right, another aspect of this eugenics mindset, some of us are thinking, and this is that invincibility that we always accuse young people of. We always accuse our teenagers of this invincibility mindset. But hey, what if it's not youthful invincibility? What if it's white supremacy? This mindset that, oh, I'm tougher than that, or I'm better than that, or I'm stronger than that. That is false. Eugenics mindset, that internalized white supremacy that tells you you're stronger, you're tougher, you can beat this, you can be that individual, it's gonna get you killed. It's gonna get you killed. And if it doesn't kill you, it might just only make you very, very sick and put a burden on the hospitals, delay you from getting to work quicker. All right, now there's one more point that I think many people are operating under, and I hear politicians saying it all the time. Some people are like, well, the COVID-19 only takes the weak. That is peak antisocial. Like, okay, if your politician is saying that kind of stuff, maybe your politicians should not be your role models. This morning, I'm hearing this unfurl, and watch Joy Reid, AM Joy. So she has been doing wonderful coverage of this. Other people have as well, but Joy Reid has been doing really wonderful coverage of this as it's unfolded. And as I was listening, Joy Reid informed me via somebody's video who is doing these protests. A protester was comparing themselves and comparing their movement to Rosa Parks. Look, all I got to say, once again, we're talking about a place where white supremacy is going to hurt us all. Y'all, Rosa Parks was not gonna hurt anybody by getting on the bus. If we open things up without all of our precautions in place, we are hurting people. You walk around without your mask when we have high density of people, we're hurting people. You think you're too tough to get this COVID-19 because you're white? You're hurting people. Back to this whole Rosa Parks thing. No, these protests are not anything like what Rosa Parks did. Nothing like what Rosa Parks did. This here is why white people need to learn Black history, because you don't know enough about Rosa Parks or Claudette Colvin to understand who they were and what they were fighting for. What we've got here is simply white people emulating Black struggle. There is no struggle here. There is privilege running amok, and it is how we're gonna have white supremacy hurt everybody. So y'all are just mimicking Black Lives Matter protesting, or as they said on Joy Reid this morning, you're mimicking the civil rights, but you're not righteous. You're not righteous. You don't have a righteous cause. Now, are we inconvenienced? Absolutely. Are there some needs that are going unmet? Absolutely. Y'all, we need to get together and we need to help each other with these needs. I have no doubt that some of you, my siblings, some of you don't have your jobs right now. I have no doubt that some people are suffering right now. I see it all around. People are afraid. People are having lost connections. People miss their families. And let's be for real. There's some weird things going on in the supply line with food and toilet paper. I mean, there's some disruption here. We are not going to solve these problems with this antisocial behavior. The white supremacy is about to hurt us all, and it needs to stop. May I make a suggestion? Start with mutual aid, okay? This is a real good way to get your community together and to be helping each other. Because it's not the economy being open that we need. It's the mutual connectedness. We got to get pro-social. Let's give some ideas about how to stay pro-social during a pandemic. All right, first off, feel your feelings. I was real grumpy yesterday, a little less grumpy today, really confused today, and I didn't try to hide it. I just felt my feelings. Right, Luna? Feel your feelings. You're angry, you're sad, you're scared. Stay out of my plants. Hey, your feelings are valid. Don't run from them. You want to stay pro-social, stay in touch with how you're a little scared about things, talk about it. I bet your neighbor's scared too. Maybe you guys can work something out. We got to be honest with each other. We might not all have the whole picture. I know I don't have the entire picture of how things are going down in rural Missouri. Okay, I know when a pandemic hits rural Missouri, it's going to look a little different than St. Louis, Missouri. So I'm trying to stay open to what's going on and listen for information. But guess what? Y'all out there protesting, hurting your community, okay? Demonstrating Confederate flags, some Nazi flags. I saw Nazi flags, okay? I saw some anti-Semitic stuff. I mean, y'all, that's you need to stop lying to yourself. You're not righteous. You're just not righteous. All right? Get honest. Get honest, okay? Because we're not going to make it separated as well as we'll make it together, all right? You're going to have to be honest about who you are and what you really need so that we can all help each other meet each other's needs. All right, now this is the one I've been doing. Take your time deciding about needs versus wants. When we think we need to go to the store, and sometimes we do, it might take me all week to decide, do I really need to go to the store? And then when you know you've got your needs, then work with your community to see about getting those needs filled. You're gonna have to right-size the ego, okay? You're gonna have to right-size the ego. There's no one of us, no one family, no one person. There's no one of us that is more important than the entirety of us. But you're not gonna survive all by yourself. Now, I know this wasn't the apocalypse you expected, but it's the apocalypse you got. It's this slow burn, slow motion train wreck. It's a pandemic. There's no hero, there's no anti-hero. There's just us, and we need each other to survive. The best pro-social tip I can give you, plant a garden and share with your neighbor. Because there's no lie, the supply line is messed up. And I know some of y'all have some political figures who say things like the Chinese virus. Y'all, viruses do not have ethnicities. That is patently ridiculous. And you can say, oh, well, we name it for a location because, look, the Spanish flu was not named the Spanish flu because it was founded in Spain. That is not how that worked. It was a, you know what, Google it, figure it out. I know this is a little bit of a grumpy video. I'm sure I did not come off with my usual charisma. I'm sorry. I'm just, I guess I'm frustrated. I'm scared. I see this path, and I just fear for all of us, because what's gonna happen is I'm not gonna be able to be close to you. If you insist on harming others, then you are untrustworthy, and I'm not gonna be able to be close to you. I'm not gonna be able to count on you. That eugenics mindset is just a cover. It's just self-absorption. It's ego. It's racism. It's self-delusion. It's not community love. If you're still with me in this video, I thank you for hanging through, because at this point, you know, I'm just sharing my feelings. I'm not a researcher on this stuff. I'm just witnessing what I see, speaking of it openly, because I was told that we got to start talking about these issues and we got to start dealing with these issues. All right, if you're into this kind of thing, feel free to like this video. If you think I am horrible and that I am a demon, please feel free to dislike the video. Both are interaction and I will appreciate them. If you have some questions, some critiques, maybe you'd like to add to this information, gosh, I'm sure there's tons you could add to this. Please put some more information in the comments if you feel inclined. This is just my thumbnail response. Hope you enjoyed the video.